Hi, my name is Aaron Thompson. I'm here at the KI EcoCenter doing 5 minutes of community clarity. I'm here with Matt. I'm going to ask him a couple of questions. My first question is, what does community mean to you?
Community, to me, is a group of people with shared values and a common goal. To me, community is much more than just similar interests, because, for example, you and me, we can have similar interests and not hold one another accountable. I've been in a lot of groups of people who really weren't communities because they didn't hold one another accountable. They didn't depend on one another in the same way that you see every other thing in the world other than like humans. They depend on certain things. Nature depend, like bugs depend on flowers. Just everything's got to be interconnected. And so in order to be a community, for me, the way I'm thinking right now, it's just everything's got to be symbiotic to a certain extent, not codependent, but you got to depend on other people and trust in one another. So for me, community is about values and trust.
What are some values in your community that you share with other people?
Respect and love, support. I've done a lot of activism, and one thing I noticed with working, for example, with white progressive activists, there's not a lot of love and support. There's a lot of intellectual, philosophical, and ideological interests, but not accountability. Like, I don't hold you accountable to really hold me down. Like I felt, for example, here at the EcoCenter and other Afrocentric settings, I guess you could say. Not so much even Afrocentric settings, but just non-white settings. I think that's another thing about like American culture. But so one of the things I really like, well, one of the things I noticed about a community that has a lot of love and support, everything else seems to fall into place. So I use here as an example, me and Imhotep, and mentally we talk a lot about other ways of knowing things. So there's like the rational, Western, intellectual way of knowing things, and there's an intuitive way about knowing things, and that's what makes the car go. So if the rationale is the car itself, intuition is the framework that helps everything go, and love and support is a big part of that for me.
What community do you live in?
Right now, I'm from Brightwood, but I live in New York now. I live in Albany, New York. I'm a teacher at a private alternative school out there, and I teach critical thinking to middle schoolers. And I plan on moving back here in the summer and doing a course here about agriculture. So I'm in transition right now, but I live in a community of people from around the country, and I've done a lot of traveling around the world as well. So around the world are people who are just all about thinking critically about the situations that they're in, and I really vibe with people like who are thinkers in the same way that I am. Not just people who understand things intellectually, but people who can literally sit and think and then do, but all the while still doing. So that's my community.
Thank you for your time. Once again, Aaron Thompson interviewing Matt. It's 5 minutes community.